Yo, what's up? Let's Dig crew. Today we have a surprise for you. But before we get there, welcome to Let's Dig the podcast. You guys already know why we're here. We're here to help you grow a deeper relationship with God, others, and yourself. I'm here because we made it through.
We made it through.
We made it through so many things, but mainly because God has brought us through it.
That's true.
And so, you guys see this box here?
Yes.
See this little box?
It's one of my pretty boxes. Actually, I thought about it today and I was like, see, this is why you should let me buy those pretty boxes at TJ Maxx.
What do you do with this box though?
Every time. So this holds my hair stuff. It's a hair company, actually, though. That's where that pretty box is from.
Okay.
But I feel like whenever we go to TJ Maxx or Marshall's and I see pretty boxes, you never let me get them because you ask me, what are you going to use it for? And I'm like, I don't know. I just need it. And then you say you don't need it if you don't know what you're going to use for. So if I would have those pretty boxes today, I would have had another pretty box to use for this episode today.
I feel like that's a valid question to ask you, babe. Like, if you're going to get a box, what are you going to do with the box? You're like, I don't know. I'm going to put stuff in it.
I'm just going to
like,
find it.
Yo, our 10-year-old son does that. Can I get this thing? What are you going to do? He asked me today, can you buy me a desk? I'm like, what are you going to put on it? He's like, stuff. I said, name the stuff. He's like, my clothes? No. It goes in closets.
On a desk.
He's like, I could put like my hats on there. I said, you can hang up your hats too. I said, keep trying. So that's what I'm saying.
You just need to let us have more fun is what I'm saying.
You guys already know I'm a minimalist.
And he lives with people who are not minimalists.
Straight up. Every time I see stuff go inside the house, I say, guys, I see stuff came in the house, but I don't see nothing going out. The trash can is still empty.
He legit will make us, like, if we bring home a shirt, you won't make us, but you've really strongly encouraged us, and you make the kids. If they bring something home or we buy them something, like if you get a new shirt, you have to throw one shirt out.
I feel like that's valid.
I mean, it is a good practice. I just don't always like it. Anyways, welcome to all the new followers. We've had a lot of new followers lately and a lot of new crew. So that's super cool.
Yeah, just in the last 30 days, 126 new subscribers to YouTube. So I got to look at the numbers. So shout out to all the new Let's Diggers. Love you guys. Also, shout out to all the other. Why is that so funny?
You said it.
Let's Dig crew. What up? What's up? What's up? Love you guys. And also for those of you that are just watching because you do not want to like or subscribe because you don't want us to know that you know what's going on. That's just weird. Just hit
weird.
Hit subscribe, send us a little comment. It's totally fine. And so numbers always show that most people don't subscribe. And I'm not gonna lie, I do the same thing.
That's true. Me too.
My feed is covered up with a bunch of stuff that I'm not
don't
really
follow. Yeah.
even subscribed to.
That's true.
The moment you watch it one time, it's on your algorithm. I'm like, why do I need to subscribe? Anyways, don't do that. Let's Dig the podcast. Did you guys go ahead and subscribe right now? Hit a like. Do you like us or what? I think we need to talk about this box.
Okay. So in this box, we have some questions. It is from a company called We Are Not Strangers. I think, yeah. Oh, We Are Not Really Strangers.
Yeah.
And it is really cool. They have 3 levels of questions, like going from like kind of beginner friendly to more intense, level 3. And so we're going to do some questions today.
Yeah. And I like this because this really encourages us to show how much we really know each other.
Yeah.
And then sometimes even if our answers even match up. So we're going to do this. Y'all ready?
All right.
Let's dig. All right. So you guys,
shake it up.
So there's all these colors in here. Oh, this is a nice little, thank you for being, okay. This is so random.
I told you. It was a random box.
Bro, I don't understand.
Actually, it's not a random box. I really love this company. Shout out to Eternal Muse. They have my ladies know, it's the sleep roller, the thing I sleep in to do my blowout. Listen, the girls know. And if Eternal Muse wants to sponsor me, I am down.
That's
Thank
crazy.
You so much.
Wait, hold up. Before we jump to this box, you guys see the t-shirt that Dan Lee's rocking right now? So that is our New Life Collection t-shirt. We got a hat too. Matter of fact, okay, I'm going to pull it up right now. This is a surprise.
We're just going to go right into it. We're going to go straight into it. Here's the surprise, y'all.
Here's the surprise. So I don't know why society basically made women never have pockets on them and force you guys to get bags.
That is real.
It's
None
crazy.
of our stuff has pockets.
I don't understand why women don't have pockets.
And one of the happiest things that can ever happen to a dress is that the dress has pockets.
Yeah. So, I'm actually a big fan of bags too. And so we're actually adding to the collection the New Life
drum roll
tote bag. Boom, boom, boom. Check it out, y'all. So this right here, boom. Check it out right there. So this is the New Life Collection tote bag. I'm a big fan of bags. I love bags. And what I like about this tote bag is a lot of bags sometimes that are tote bags, they always have something just on one side and the other side is naked. So you always got to make sure the side that has something on
Right,
it
you put it
is
on the
sewing.
outside.
But we decided to put this right here. Boom, that look right there. So here's what this means. I'm going to read it to you right now. It says, this means anyone who belongs to Christ is a new person. The old life is gone. A new life has begun. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 17. This right here is the story of every single believer, everyone that believes in Jesus Christ. This is our story. So I want to encourage you, go ahead and grab a bag, put your stuff in the bag, tell someone about what God has done for you in your life. We also have, matter of fact, Dan Lee's shirt that she's wearing, here's a shirt too. The back of it has the same vibe, which is really dope.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
Same thing. This is really cool. So that's what this really identifies. And so this t-shirt, we decided to really make the cross the biggest thing because that's really what Jesus did for us. He took away our old and put the new in front of us.
Sure
so
did.
we got a hat too as well. We dropped the hat too. The hat is really dope. Boom, boom. It's a dad hat. You guys already know. I like my dad hats. Bam.
Me too.
Dad hats. So dad hats has the same exact vibe. So go ahead and rep the Let's Dig merch. The link is available in the descriptions everywhere. So if you go to IG, right here on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple, on TikTok, you can find that link. If you don't know where to find it, send us a message. But if you can't find it, I don't know how you even get around in this world because that link is literally everywhere.
How you get around this world. And when you're wearing this merch, guys, tag us. We want to see it. I walked into a girls' night the other night and one of the ladies was wearing our hat. And I was like, oh my gosh. And it was so exciting. So
That's pretty
if
dope.
you got our merch, post it, tag us. We want to see y'all rocking this stuff and using it to be a witness to people. So, okay.
All right, let's jump
now you ready for the cards?
Yes, do it. Let's do it.
Okay. Don't look, just pick one.
Okay. Like, even if I did look, I'm just going to pick one.
That's true.
All right. So this card, this is level 3. This is reflection.
Oh, man, you're going right in. Level 3 is
3.
the hard ones.
Yeah,
Well, not
okay.
hard ones, but deep.
So, this says it's a wild card. So it says plan a surprise your partner would appreciate.
Oh.
Make it happen by the end of this month, both players. Dang, now that we're doing this in front of Let's Dig, I got to do it.
I am very excited about that
All right.
card.
Okay. You know what? I actually got one.
You're taking it?
I'm going to do it.
Okay.
I'm going to take this challenge. This is plan a surprise.
The crew's going to ask you what you did.
I need everybody to hold me accountable.
By the end of October.
I need everybody to hold me accountable.
I am very
It says,
excited.
Plan a surprise that your partner would appreciate. Make it happen by the end of this month. It's perfect because it's the top of October right now.
Yep. You got the
All
whole
right.
month. Okay.
Wait.
Wait.
Hold up. I didn't finish reading. It says both players.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. That's you too, man. So you got to plan something for me.
Okay. Deal.
All right, let's do it.
All right, man. Now we're going to have to take the crew along with us. Tell them
I'm fine with
what
that.
we did. Okay. Ready? This one's mine. Level 3. Oh, if we started a business together, what would it be?
I don't know.
Something talking?
Like a podcast?
Maybe, but it's kind of been done a lot. So no podcast.
I think if we had to start anything, I mean, most people would call it a business. I think with everything that we've gone through, it would most likely be we'd launch a church, which that's not in our heart. God has never put that in our heart. I know that God has called us to lead and God has always called me to pastor, but it's never been my heart to actually launch something, start something. And so it's always been to just come alongside people. But I think if you and I were supposed to start something, I don't know, man, like what would it be?
I mean,
we make pretty good kids, man. We can make them babies and go ahead and see if we can.
I was going to say something like along the lines of marriages or like families. Like that's really important. I feel super passionate about moms. Like I was literally thinking today, like, man, I have 3 new moms that I need to get them plugged into something because they need other mom friends. And so I think that it would be something along those lines of like marriage, family, motherhood, like that kind of a lane.
Like you thinking like mentorship, or you thinking like counseling? Like what do you
know? I don't know. Maybe all of the above. Or maybe it's like a seminar and it has like marriage things, mother things, and family things. I don't know. I'm just literally like, guys, this is the thing about these cards is it really makes you think about things like we've never had this conversation about a business that we would start outside of the business that you're watching right now.
I think let's be real though. Like we've just learned, I mean, the podcast we've been able to do, but naturally, like we just don't even work well together.
That's true. And that's also part of why this is such a testimony of what God's done in our marriage, because we are built very different. And even this, like we've had to learn to like, okay, I'm going to vocalize this. Okay, I'm going to tell you this is how this makes me feel, or this is what I'm struggling when this happens. Even in the podcast, it has been night and day from the last time that we did the podcast, night and day. Like this experience this time has been completely different.
Yeah.
And that is how much God has healed us and made our marriage stronger. But yeah, we are naturally built very different.
Did you say you felt like you could start something for moms? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting, babe. I had a thought the other day, and I don't know if I ever even asked you this question, but out of, being a wife, out of being a friend, being a mother, an entrepreneur, a daughter, all those things, a hairdresser.
I said a hater.
Yeah,
I was like,
a hater, a hairdresser.
Imagine.
I feel like you identify as a mom more than anything. I've noticed even when we do these recordings and we're sitting here and we're kind of just digging and talking.
I talk a lot about being a mom.
I hear you saying, well, as a mom, or said, as a mom, for all my moms out there.
I do.
Like,
I feel very passionate about it. I think it is the hardest thing and the best thing that we do.
Yeah. Meaning like, wait, like who are you talking about? We?
Moms.
Oh, gotcha.
Or like women.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, because you carry that weight so much.
Yeah.
Like it almost sounds like any woman, whether they're a mom or not, it almost sounds like this is me projecting. I would think, let's say I'm a woman who's not a mom.
Right.
It almost feels like that is the everything that a woman should be able to become, which I'm not saying that's right or wrong.
Right.
Or
no,
like the moment right now you said just us or women. I said moms or women.
Right.
And I get it. That's what you identify as. Like I'm not saying that's
guys,
a bad
you're
thing.
witnessing a digging right now. He is digging.
But I thought it was interesting the other day. I was like, because as I cut up a lot of the shorts like for our YouTube channel.
It's true. I mostly say that.
I was like, she says as a mom.
Yeah.
And you say moms, And so I thought that was interesting because like I'm a dad.
Right.
And I'm a great dad. I feel like it.
Yes, you are.
I enjoy being a dad. Like it's not a challenge for me. I actually enjoy raising the kids. I enjoy teaching them and reteaching them.
Yeah.
I enjoy the challenges of scaring them and tricking them and playing them and just being there. I enjoy it. So, but I wonder if for you specifically, if that was the number one thing you couldn't wait to be, just even as a child. Was it a wife or is it more of a mother? Is that the biggest thing? Or was that maybe the biggest challenge you've had to take on, in your whole life right now? I'm just curious why you naturally identify as, you'll say, as a mom.
And to be honest, as you're saying this, I'm like, I need to watch it because I do have that personality type where I latch on to finding my identity in the things that I do. It used to be like prior to when we went to therapy, my identity was a lot in our marriage and being your wife.
Being a wife.
And so I was a shadow spouse. And like, even just hearing you say this, I'm like, ooh, I need to be careful that my identity is not in being a mom.
Because there'll be a time where there's no more kids in this house.
Right.
And
but I will say that motherhood has been the biggest challenge, the most surprising challenge. Like I always wanted to be a mom. And people would always tell me, you're going to be the best mom. I'd put babies to sleep before I had any babies. Like I was just that person that loved like, oh, let me hold your baby, even though I wasn't a mom, but people could see that just naturally in me. And so people would like say that to me, like, oh my gosh, you're going to be such a good mom. You're going to be such a good mom. And then when I started to be a mom, I was like, this stuff is freaking hard.
Yeah.
And there were times I hated it. And so motherhood is for me, one of the most surprising, hardest journeys I've been on. It is so lonely, but you never have time alone, which is the crazy thing. Like you never get time alone, but you feel so isolated. And so I think I just always want to be that friend. Why am I crying? So annoying.
I was actually thinking the same thing. The exact words verbatimly. And I was just like, maybe I won't say anything. Why is she crying? So annoying.
But I just always want to be that friend to people, like, because it is hard and you think that you're doing something wrong or you don't know how to do it. And like, just always want to be a good friend to those people, to those girls going through it for the first time. And so like thinking about those girls that just had babies, I'm like, I literally am thinking like, oh, I need to get them connected with other people so they ever have other mom friends. And like, I feel that weight for them. So I think that's why I'm so passionate about it. But it is a good reminder of like, hey, don't make that your identity. Like that's because motherhood can be the hardest, but it can be the easiest to feel that love.
Yeah. Or
and like that reward.
To feel the most accomplished.
Yeah.
Feel like that's your purpose to
your
life.
Pride and joy,
and
like
to
literally.
society,
Yeah.
Which, I could understand it, right? For a woman to give birth to a child and bring someone into this world, but I think there are some healthy lines that can be drawn when it comes to identifying as a mother. I know for me as your husband, if you only saw yourself as a mother and every time it's like as a mom, that concerns me because I know that there's going to be a certain time in our life where the kids won't be around. And I would hate for you to be like, to just go into depression mode or to feel like an empty nester or just feel like, well, life is done, or now that my kids are gone, there's nothing else to do.
And I know myself enough to know like I have a friend who is all home, stay-at-home mom, homeschool mom.
Yeah.
Like teaches, cooks everything from scratch, like is super mom. And I, even for her, like that is part of her identity, is part of who she is. I actually am not that person. Like I am not my healthiest when I'm only at home with kids.
Yeah.
And like, that's not me either.
Yeah.
So knowing I have desires, gifts, talents that are not just for home, they're outside home as well.
Yeah.
So it's just a really good, like,
it also makes me
check.
think, right. It also has me thinking, I wonder if you identify as a mom because that's the only area that you've never had to question or doubt or second guess, or what did I get myself into? Or is this the right person? Did I marry the wrong person? Did I sign the wrong contract? Are we in the wrong situation? Did I put this money or the funds in this? I wonder if that's the one thing that you actually are proud to know, that like no regrets.
Right.
Like, because I know for me, I have different categories,
right,
and in different seasons that will rise up to the top. There's seasons I'll say, for me as a musician, I'll say that,
right,
because that's what I'm doing the most in that season,
right.
And there'll be other seasons like, I'll say for me as a husband, realizing that's where I've been emphasizing most of my time in that season, knowing that, man, leading you and coming alongside you as your support.
Yeah.
And there's other seasons where it's kind of all the above, as a mentor, as a pastor,
right.
Oh yeah. And then as a dad.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Like, I'm just curious. Why? I mean, I guess this is a whole nother conversation, a whole nother episode. Let's go back to these. Let's go back to these cards, man.
Man, that was just the first one.
I know, right? Hey, man, this is not planned to, by the way, those conversations.
Sure ain't.
All right, level
That's why
2.
I started crying.
Level 2. All right. What are you currently working through that I don't see, if anything?
Ooh.
What are you currently working through that I don't see?
Interesting.
Very interesting. Process that. Like, is it something that's internal, mental? Is it spiritual? Deep down? Is it more on the outside? Is it, are you...
Why are these so heavy?
Are you stashing money because you got some plans and I literally don't see it? I'm like, where does money be going, man?
No. Honestly, what I'm working through right now is...
that I don't see, because I be seeing a lot too. So that's probably a hard question to answer.
I was going to say, you probably do see this one because I've tried to like start being a little vocal about it, but it's just like your load, like where you serve at the church, is changing and it's a lot right now. And so I'm working through like sharing you, in lack of better terms, like knowing that people need you, the church needs you, there's things that need your attention, people pull from you all the time. And like making sure that we keep healthy of we still get your attention, like we still have time together. Like last week I said like, oh, maybe Monday morning we could just go do something. So like we made sure to take Monday slow and go to the gym together, come home, get ready, share a car. Like those are kind of like things we do when we feel like things are really busy. Yeah. Like staying in the car together. So man, I feel like I'm bearing my soul in this episode.
I don't know what's going on right now. I don't understand.
This was supposed to be like a really fun, lighthearted
I told you it wasn't going to be like fun and lighthearted. I'm like, everything. Okay. Yeah.
Anyways, all that to say, I'm like trying to find the balance of not being needy and like jealous of everybody else wanting your time, but also not like stuffing that down and like being resentful. So also making sure that I'm communicating that of like, hey babe, on these weekends, like we really, because we have busy weeks and we have busy weekends. Like that's just what our life is sometimes. Yeah. And so when those times happen where, I mean, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, last weekend, I felt like we were ships passing the whole weekend between your work and my work. It was just literally like, you take the kids, I leave, I take the kids, you leave. And it was a lot. And then we hit Monday, the ground running. And so I was like, man, how do we like make sure that we take time to be intentional for me and you?
So what do you need from me to work on knowing that, to support that while you're working on that?
Just like, maybe if we could, like, that's why I said, maybe if we could carve out a time, like after those busy weekends, like Monday morning is breakfast for us or something. But then you don't want to start Mondays without going to the gym. Like,
no, we can. Totally. We totally can. I feel like everything is seasonal.
Yeah.
So the season that we're in, there's seasons where it's like, we're going to the gym 5 days a week.
Right.
There's other season, it's 3 days a week. And so that's an easy adjustment. Even as you're sharing this in my head, I'm already processing and adjustments that I'm going to start making and that I need to make in this current season right now. Because every season doesn't last always.
Right.
There's always a shift. And so the one that we just entered in, it's like, okay, there's a few changes and adjustments that we have to make. So if like top of the week, like Mondays, it's like, okay, I wake up at 5 a.m. and by 6 a.m. I'm in the gym. If this season I need to just be home with the kids, have a slow morning, get everybody up, those type of things, like throw some pancakes, make some toast like for the kids, get everybody to school. We all leave together. We go grab breakfast. And then we split from there. For this season, we'll do it. Matter of fact, y'all gonna hold us accountable. We're gonna do it. That's gonna be our new Mondays. Okay. Man, this, I didn't know you was gonna be going in like this.
It's your fault. You make the questions so deep. Okay, level 1. What was the first thing that you noticed about me that wasn't physical?
The loud, victorious trumpet sounding that came out of your mouth.
I knew it was going to be the noise.
The loudest things. I thought it was a siren in 2007, January. And I was like, what's
Columbus, Ohio.
That noise? And it was Danny Lee. I was like, what is that? Turns out it's a real person.
It was me yelling through the hallways.
Yeah. So that's an easy question. Where'd you just put that card?
I just put it on the bottom.
That's funny. You and I are very different. I'm like,
I thought you were putting them under there.
I'm creating a nice little pile right here on the side. That was an easy question.
That was easy.
Man. That wasn't even. That even
now you're going to ask another one, and
we're gonna find out right now. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna go ahead and pull right here from this section right here. All right. So this right here says, can you guys read that? This is level 2. So it says, what's the most important lesson a past relationship has taught you that you applied to ours?
Ooh.
What is the most important lesson a past relationship has taught you that you applied to ours?
I think the most important lesson I learned from an old relationship was that the people that are around you, their opinions matter. I was dating a person in college, And I was 17, first of all. So I was young and very naive.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was married. I was dating them, thought I was going to marry them because I said so.
You were in college, though.
I was in college at 17.
Yeah.
But I was 17. And so I was in college and I met this guy, started dating him. I don't know why I said I thought he was the one. I guess he was just my first serious like boyfriend out of high school and thought I had to marry them. Long story short, he breaks up with me. And after he broke up with me, everyone then told me, oh, we didn't like him with you anyways. Oh, we didn't think he was good for you anyways. My parents were vocal about it. They're like, you're not marrying him. And I was frustrated about that. But all that to say, like, I felt so blindsided of like, wait, all of you guys had opinions and never said anything to me. Yeah. And then when it came to you, I was very nervous of like what people thought because I picked such a bad one before. And then my mentor like
hold up, I'm a bad boy too.
You're a jerk. Go
ahead.
Yeah. So continue. And then when I finally like talked to her about you and she was just, very encouraging to date you. Mm-hmm. Actually, she called me an idiot because I told you to try to stop calling me.
Oh, we've heard.
So anyways, all that to say, like, I really, really valued those people around me, specific people, not everybody in the whole world, but like important people in my life, my mentor, my best friend, like those people really mattered. My family, like those people, their opinions really, really mattered to help me have a full circle and that I wasn't love blind or whatever and just thought like everything is roses. Like I needed that opinion of a well-rounded view of like, is he a good pick? Is he a good choice?
Because I remember when we like started feeling like there was something serious in between us, like you got scared because I had to go back to Florida and you was about to move back to Indiana.
Right.
And you told me to just stop calling you.
Yep,
you was just
sure
like, you know what, let's just cut this. Let's go ahead and just end this right now.
Just didn't want the heartbreak.
And I was like, well, nah, like, let's just keep talking. We're long distance anyway. So if we don't like each other, just calls are just going to stop.
You said it'll be easy to break up across the country.
Easy. I'm like, and we got limited text messaging.
No FaceTime, y'all.
No FaceTime. We didn't have unlimited. So after a while, I'd be like, sorry, man, I'm over on my minutes.
That's the one you were going to give me? That was
be like, sorry, I'm over on my minutes. Because around that time, I was spreading them between you and some other girls. But we weren't really that serious yet. We just started feeling like there was. Right. Maybe that's another conversation. Anyways, let's do one more so we can go eat. I'm ready for lunch.
Oh, sounds good.
I need you. Come on now. I love how you're like not looking. Like I looked absolutely. I was like, level 1. Let me grab a level 1.
You cheated?
Straight cheated. All right, go ahead.
Level 3. Oh, okay. What do we have in this relationship that you never thought was possible? Ooh, that's a good
crazy.
one.
To be continued.
You can't, cheater.
I need you to read the question 2 times. You have to read it 2 times. Have you not done trivia stuff? Like, come on. Think of.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
What do we have in this relationship that you never thought was possible?
That's crazy.
Okay, while you process that, I'm going to tell everybody, Let's Stay Crew, these are We're Not Really Strangers couple edition cards. A few of you listeners bought these after we did another episode of these. So shout out to We're Not Really Strangers. I mean, if y'all want to give us a code, it'd be really great. I tried to get one, y'all.
Yeah, honestly, babe,
something that
what we have in our relationship that I never thought we'd have, there's nothing I can think of.
Why is that?
I dream big and I have big visions and I'm very glasses always half full. I'm a very optimistic person.
Yeah.
And I do believe that like all things are possible. But if I had to think of one thing, I never thought we'd get to the point where we can actually work together like this.
Yeah.
Because there was a point in time, especially after we got married, like I was a choir director and you was a member in the alto section or soprano section. And like, I'd be like, sopranos, you guys are flat. Sopranos, I need y'all to focus. Hey, and then you'd come and try to talk to me off the side like you're my wife or something.
Yep.
And I'm like, sorry, 1 second, pause. Ma'am? Ma'am?
Actually, I told you that one time we were recording in our second bedroom. So in our first apartment, and I was the only soprano, and you're like, sopranos, you're flat, and you're being hard on me. And after the recording session, I was like, you should not be that mean. I'm your wife. You don't talk to me like that. And you were
I was like, woman.
You said,
No.
I didn't talk to you like my wife. I talked to you like a soprano that was flat. Fix your note.
Straight up. And that's what I said. I'm like, I'm not talking to my wife when I'm talking to you. I'm talking to a soprano section.
Who's flat.
Who's flat. And
but it is true.
That was the start where I was like, yeah, we're not going to be able to work together anymore.
But coming down,
here we are.
14 years later, here we are. And that it was after our therapy and everything, like it was really important for us to figure that out.
It was, and you know what's wild is for several years, I kept on saying we don't work well together.
Mm-hmm.
And you were in denial for years. You didn't want to talk about it. You thought every time I made that statement, that means we need to throw in a towel and just not be married anymore.
It sounded to me, when you said we don't work well together, it sounded to me like, but a marriage is work. Mm-hmm. So therefore we don't work well together.
So you thought it was a one size fits all, so in general. And I was talking about more in the setting of like a workplace.
Right.
Because I was very compartmentalized. So it wasn't like one size fits all. When I said we don't work well together, I wasn't saying in general. So we don't work we can't make kids. No, we work really good on making kids. Work really good every single day. And not every single day. I would like every single day, but sometimes you be tired. You be tired. No one's initiating. We didn't have a conversation. I think we did have a conversation about initiating sex.
We did.
Anyways, that was the one thing that I thought would never happen in our marriage. And we've been able to work it out. I remember it was you about 4 years ago. No, it wasn't even 4 years ago. It was when you was the children's director at church.
Yeah.
And like, I was in a role where I had to speak into your department, speak into things. And like, you just had a hard time just hearing from me. You always thought like you almost treated me like I was your dad growing up.
Well, and no, that was part of it. But part of it was I felt like you should have understood me more than anyone else in the room. Or I felt like you should have seen where I was coming from. And like most of the time, your opinions differed from mine. And so that was frustrating.
Yeah. And that was frustrating to me because I'm like, it goes back to the whole soprano section thing.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm not talking to my wife in that setting.
Right.
I'm talking to the director of that department.
And that was really hard for me to see and understand and comprehend.
And I remember one time over a year ago, closer to, you broke down and we're right here in the dining room. And I said it and you finally realized like, you know what? We just naturally don't work well together. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, thank you. Now that we both agree, let's figure out how to work well together.
Yeah.
That was the start of that. Because I'm like, at the end of the day, I was in this ring saying, we don't work well together.
Right.
He was like, no, stop saying that. And the moment you was like, you know what? By nature, like we don't work well together. We're oil and water. We're opposites when it comes to the workplace.
Yeah.
And that was the start of like, thank you. Now that we're on the same page, now we can actually move forward together.
Yeah.
And so that changed our trajectory. That allowed us to honestly restart this podcast.
Yeah, it's true.
Because I was like, we ain't starting this podcast if we don't know how to talk together. We start fighting on this thing.
That's true. And it's really important for us to be able to figure that out. And because we've seen so many of like the generation before us.
Yeah.
So many, whether it's our parents, like our pastors, like so many people in our lives of that older generation where like they just
bury it.
They don't work together. They stay completely separate. Sometimes they're sleeping in separate rooms. Sometimes they're living separate lives. Like they may still have the name of a marriage, but they do not have that life of like connection. And so for us, it was really important to be like, no, we have to figure this out so that we have a healthy like foundation. And so that in 20 years, we still sleep in the same bed and we still live life together and not separate. Like we just didn't want to end up like that.
Yeah. And I'm grateful to say like after 14 going on 15 years of marriage, we still enjoy sleeping in the same bed together. We enjoy using the same covers. We both agreed on the temperature at night. We still snuggle. Those are like cuddling. Those are big things, man.
Signs.
Those are big things. Those are indicators if a marriage is on the trajectory of longevity
Yeah.
and not endurance.
Yeah.
Because I know there's some people that just endure each other. Well, we just got married and, we're Christians and we believe that thou shalt not have a divorce unless there's infidelity or death till death does us part, all that. To me, I'm like, I don't want marriage to be a death sentence
Right.
and waiting for you to die or something like that.
Wild.
I know I'm not saying that that's what I've ever thought
I
of that.
know, just
But
the way you said
that's
it.
the
I'm
thing.
like, that's
Hey,
crazy.
I watch a lot of Forensic Files.
You sure do.
I watch a lot of Forensic Files. I watch a lot of First 48. I watch a lot of those, the detective stuff. Matter of fact, I was like, man, they better put me on this case because I can solve this thing. He did it. Officer, she did it. You know what I mean?
So
What I'm saying is like, I just enjoy being married. And to me, I'm like, if we're going to be married, let's work together in all areas.
Yeah.
And so we've accomplished that.
Yeah.
And it's still work.
Yeah.
It's still a challenge every single day.
Mhm.
Yesterday, you called me on the phone and you verbalized something to me. I was working on my sermon,
Yeah.
but I also had several meetings, meeting with people all throughout the day.
Yeah.
All throughout the day. And there was a point in time in the middle of the day, I called you because I know how much that matters to you. So
It's
2 for 2.
It's meant a lot to me the last. I'm like, what are you doing calling me during the day?
Because I realized
but it means a lot to me.
that means a lot to you because matter of fact, that's something else I thought we never had a marriage. Because you used to call me in the middle of the day. I'm like, you're like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, working.
You'd get so annoyed.
What do you want?
What do you want? He would literally make me wait till we get home from the whole day to talk about the day. He did not want to talk in the middle of the day.
So now I'm fully aware of my season that I'm in and how much people need me and are pulling from me. And so it's my job to make sure that we stay connected. And so that's why I've been doing that.
Yeah. And those middle of the day conversations, I'm not going to lie. There are moments where they feel awkward. I'm like, what are you doing calling me? Because I call you to see what you're doing, but you don't call me.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, what are you calling me for? Why are you calling me? But then like when we get off the phone, we talked for 10 minutes in the middle of the day. Like it means so much to me know that you were thinking about me, that you took 10 minutes of space in your day to check in with me. Like it literally feels like my boyfriend called me again. That's how it feels.
That's cool. And I think us verbalizing like what we want from each other, especially in the right tone, and the other one receiving it, that's an indicator that a marriage is in a good place too. So last night you called me and you was like,
Yeah.
hey, I know you've been with people all day long, but please finish working on your sermon because you're going to be coming home late. The kids are going to already be in bed. And I want to make sure like when you came home that you did what you said you was going to do.
Right.
And so I could have fought it. I could have, you even said it like, I know you always have a plan. I know you have it all figured out. And I said, okay, I will.
Yeah.
And so I received it because I can tell that that really matters to you.
Yeah.
And so I received it. And my hope and my prayer is that when it's reciprocated, right, that you also know when I'm checking you, you receive it because I'm like, it's all for the health of this relationship.
Right.
So anyways, that's all we got for today, guys. I don't know why
All right,
we
yeah.
went this deep. I didn't know it was going to go this deep.
I didn't either.
You
but
cried and stuff. And
twice.
it
Anyways,
was a good conversation.
we love these cards. They're super helpful. Honestly, y'all, we are a couple that prides ourselves in talking and digging. And these cards have literally brought out conversations. Y'all just watched it. Conversations that we have not had before. They are questions that we had never naturally thought to have. And they are so helpful for a relationship. So if y'all want those, we can put the link in the description as well. But we just really encourage you guys to dig and have these conversations, dig down to the roots of them. Those questions you asked me about why I always talk about as a mom, those identity questions, like those are the ways to really make sure that you're building a relationship on a healthy foundation. And more than anything, that you build it on a foundation of having Jesus in the center of your relationship. So whether that's your friendships, your marriages, your family relationships, your coworkers, like having a base in the foundation is going to change all of it. So that's why we're here, to help you grow a deeper relationship with God, others, and yourself.
Yep. See y'all next time.
Let's dig.
Peace.